Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is the D to the L to the N. That DL in sports, that DFS site you come to get them DFS picks for the day and try to get you to that cash line. Up early today, had a late night of watching some MLB and things like that. Want to give a shout out, starting to show up with another new member, that Jay Hemby. You know what I'm saying? Real solid dude. Texted a little bit with him yesterday on the little chat thing, and real solid dude up there with EP, and I'm telling you, man, we chomping at the bit for this NFL. We chomping at the bit for this NFL. EP sent me some spreadsheets and some things like that. We getting ready to try to do, and I'm telling you, this is gonna be something special, y'all. Yes, it is. So welcome to the team. Jay Hemby, appreciate you joining. Appreciate you joining. Much love. That's real. Shout out to my daughter up there in Orville, Kiara Nicholson. Her basketball team won the championship this year, and she did a little bit of that AAU. So a real proud father. Hopefully this thing here can help me change things where I can do a little more than I've been doing for my children and some life-changing moves here. But shout out to you, Kiara, up there. You know what I mean? We get championships around here. I'm proud of you, baby girl. Okay, now, yesterday my player today was Max Scherzer. And he went crazy. He went crazy. Now, I got to tell y'all, I had a bad night on the MLB. My highest score was 114. But that's real, y'all. This is fantasy. You know what I mean? If it was easy, we'd all be rich. You know what I'm saying? If you could hit easily, we'd all be rich, wouldn't we? Everybody would be doing it. So this is hard. So anybody that's telling you that they hitting every night and it's all good and it's all gravy and it's all beautiful, they lying to you. Please believe it. They lying to you, because it's impossible to hit on here every night. But one thing you can do, and one thing you can try to do, is get to that cash line consistently, and that's my focus. And once we get to the cash line, then we can worry about taking something down. But you got to get to the cash line first, and then you watch that money rise. Like I say, Max Scherzer, hey, I gave y'all a great player today. So if you played him and you put him around the right butt squeakers and the right low price players and some of the right bats and your other pitcher, I'm sure you're in the cash line. You know what I mean? I didn't quite make it, but I did give you that play, and it was an easy play. He was the top person on the slate. He was the LeBron of the slate. You know what I mean? He was the highest player on the slate, so he was an easy pick. But I really don't go that route a lot. I like playing down a lot, but Scherzer did his thing. So if you got him and you got him around the right people, you're doing your thing. Now the other plays of the day yesterday that turned out to be was that pitcher Tanaka up in New York. Had a great game with 62 fantasy points. You know what I mean? The player of the game who I noticed is on all the winning tickets is that second baseman out of the New York Mets, and that's Walker with 50 fantasy points. He did his thing, and he's on pretty much most of the winning tickets that I looked at least. Now, like I said, the baller, the shot caller, the slate changer, he was who I gave you. You know what I mean? That was the Max Scherzer, but you could have gave that to knock at a lower price point, or especially that second baseman Walker at a much lower price point, and who got you that for that 50 bomb. You know what I mean? We had the pitcher Godley out of Arizona put up 40, so that was a good game for him. And Tampa Bay's pitcher Archer also gave you 60 fantasy points. So any of them guys could have been your big baller, your shot caller, your slate changer. You know what I mean? My butt squeaker tonight might not be yours. You know what I mean? Your ticket's gonna be different than mine. So, but I'm just giving you what's mine and what my opinion of it is. Now the maggots of the day. We always got them, y'all. The maggots of the day. And it was the whole Baltimore Orioles team. I remember the beginning of the show, I said, I got a sneaky stack. I got a sneaky stack, and it's the Baltimore Orioles. Man, them boys is terrible. They couldn't hit nothing to save their lives. You know what I mean? Them boys is terrible. I think one of them, Shoop, got me 9 points, but the other dudes was goose eggs. So that whole Baltimore Orioles team, you know what I mean? I want to go back to you because I feel you can't play that bad twice, but I don't know if I can do it. I mean, that hurt my ticket. I had the pitchers right. I had a couple low balls right. A couple of my butt squeakers was right. And then the Baltimore Orioles go out there and throw a dud like that. So, but that's fantasy, y'all. It's real. It's real. Now, today's pitchers you got on the slate as far as your main dudes, you got that Steven Strasburg, who's looking great. He's back in form, y'all. Strasburg is back in form like he was a couple years ago before the injury. And he's at 12.1K. And I'm playing him. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing him on everything. I'm doing the same philosophy, the same thing I did with Scherzer. Like I said, I don't do it all the time, but Strasburg looking good, and he's in a great matchup. So I'm going right back to the well as far as that top pitcher and things like that. Now under him, if you want to come off of that, you got your Zach Greinke at 11.9, but he's not in a better as good as a matchup as Strasburg, and he's one of the hitters parks. You know what I mean? You got parks that are pitcher friendly, and you got parks that are hitter friendly. Now this is one of them hitter friendly parks where the ball goes out a little more. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I wouldn't have a problem with you rostering Zach Greinke. Then under him, you got Darvish. But Darvish is up against them Toronto Blue Jays, and y'all see what they've been doing. Them boys put the wood on the bat. You know what I mean? They put the wood on the ball. They're loaded all the way down. They got a lot. They had some injuries. They got all them people back at it, but the Blue Jays is hitting that ball. You know what I'm saying? Now, where I'm going at is with that Strasburg, and then I'm coming down. It's not all the way down, but I'm coming down to that 10.2 at Salazar. And Salazar, I think he's going to be a good pick. It's in Indians, but this ain't a homer pick, y'all. This ain't a homer pick. This is a little different game here with Salazar pitching at 10.2. I'm going to match him up with a Indian stack and throw Strasburg at the top of it and find me a couple butt squeakers at the bottom and let's go. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm going. But you got your stacks of the day, your plays of the day. Now, as far as me, you know what I mean? Your stacks might be different, just like last night's slate. A lot of things came out different, and some stacks that I wasn't even looking at blew up. You know what I mean? So, you got to go with your feel. You know, I'm going to give you the info, I'm going to give you the research, but at the same time, you got to go with your feeling, go with your gut. If you got a play that you feel good about, play that shit. You know what I mean? Don't back off of it because of something I say. You know what I mean? You might want to think about it or maybe make another line, but don't change your lines. You know what I mean? I've done that in the past and heard something on a podcast or whatever you want to call it and change my lines and mess you around. I mean, but sometimes good info is good info, and sometimes you got to roll with it. But like I said, go with your heart, go with your gut. Like I said, stacks of the day, the plays of the day, y'all. That's the Washington National stack. I'm liking that. You got your Yankee stack. Now I think the chalk today, I think the one a lot of people gonna be on is that Philly stack. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna throw a little something on there, and if it do go, I ain't gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the chalky stack of the day, and I'm liking them Detroit Tigers also. Now in that later slate, I think I'm gonna go with the Atlanta stack with that Fotonetsky, and with that Atlanta stack attacking them. San Francisco Giants. Now the San Francisco Giants is a storied MLB baseball team. They win a lot of championships. They got a good history, a good tradition over there. But they ain't been playing good. They ain't been doing like they normally would do. So I just wanted to jump on here with y'all for a little bit and share like last night. Wasn't a great night, but you're gonna have those nights that just shows you that it's real. Anybody on fantasy that tells you they win every night, they lying. You know what I'm saying? Please believe that. But the whole point is to get consistent and become profitable at this thing, become a profitable DFS player. That's the whole point of this whole mission we on. And I'm trying to do that and try to change my life and my children's life and things like that. So you got your like I say, that Indian stacker. I like that because they're up against Kansas City Royals, and it's the perfect team to go up against and do that. You know what I'm saying? And at your catcher on this slate, on this catcher, the catchers, you got your you got a couple different people that you could go with a catcher as a low balls. Now, like I said, I'm doing that Indian stacker, so that's going to be leading me to the Carlos Santanas, the Encarnaciones, my boy Lindor at shortstop, Michael Brantley out there in the outfield. You know what I mean? So, but I'm still gonna throw a little something on that on them Washington boys with the Bryce Harper and the Yankees with that value stack and that chalky Philly stack and things like that. And so you got some of them outfielders, some of your butt squeakers out there. You got your Shin Choo Choo and your Raji Davis at cheap and Herrera leading off for the Phillies, and But some of the bangers on this slate is going to be, you got that Lamb boy. And how did he do that? The night before, when I was blowing and get ready to go to the moon and go to the promised land and take a tournament down, he got me a goose egg. And then last night, this guy got 28 points. I couldn't believe it. But that's fantasy, y'all. It's real. You know what I'm saying? It says fantasy, but it's real. You know what I mean? These guys is out here, and they'll throw you a stinker one night. You got to have a short memory in this thing, because they'll throw you a stinker one night, and you off of him, and you like, oh, I'll never play him again. He's this, and that. And then the next night, he hit 2 home runs. So you got to have a short memory in this, and you got to play the matchups and not the names. You know what I'm saying? That's something I had to learn in this fantasy thing. When I first came in, I was playing the names. You know, I want to play the hype, the name. I know that name. I know the Alex Rodriguez, the Derek Jeter. Oh, I'm playing him. You know what I mean? That thing. That ain't fantasy, y'all. That ain't fantasy. You got to play the numbers. You got to play the matchup. You can have a great player. You can have Albert Pujols in a bad matchup, and you play him, and he won't get you nothing. And that same player, Albert Pujols, you put him in the right matchup, and he will blow up. You know what I'm saying? And so in this fantasy, you got to remember that you ain't playing names, you're playing matchups, you're playing numbers, you're playing price points. Please believe it. I had to learn that the hard way. Like I said, you got your Lambs, you got your Rendones, been hitting good. Your Nelson Cruz, your Bryce Harper. You know what I mean? Them boys is always good to go. Up top, you got your Ian Kinslers and people like that. But like I say, you gotta, once you get your pitchers in, then you gotta go with your price point and try to fit you some good bats in. But you gotta get that pitching right. You seen last night, Scherzer at 72 points. So you gotta get your pitching right. You know, if you got Scherzer and Tanaka, which is gonna cost you a whole bunch, but that's 72 points from Scherzer, 62 from Tanaka, and you on your way. You know what I mean? You get you a couple of them butt squeakers and put a couple of them low price players in there and let them get you a couple hits, and somebody mess around and hit a grand slam on a humbug, and you at the promised land. And you at the promised land. And you done took down a tourney and didn't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? So the process works. Sticks to the process, y'all. Stick to your gut. Stick to your plays. You know what I mean? Appreciate my cousin O. Shout me out, and him and the boys was over there watching some of my videos and things like that. Appreciate that. Everything's love. And y'all know what it is, a little short show today. But like I say, when that NFL started, because I was more NFL start. I started with the NFL, and that's where I won most of my money at. And I went to the NBA and did good at that. MLB is pretty much kind of like my weak sport. You know what I mean? But I'm learning every day. I'm researching every day. I'm putting the work in. I'm grinding on it. But I'm gonna tell you something. When that NFL start, me and EP and the new J Hem and the Ryan and Black Smoke, and when that NFL started, that's when this whole thing gonna change. Please believe it. This whole scenery is gonna change when that NFL start, because I'm good at that, and I'm good at what I do as far as these sports things go. So y'all have a good night, a good day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be watching some MLB today and just kicking it and doing that, and so and working on this stuff a little bit more. But y'all have a good day. Cashline, y'all know what it is. Let's go get that money.